The sacrifice of Jesus shook the heavens and the earth. Strange phenomena began to happen, from storms to the ground splitting open. The moment Jesus breathed his last, a great earthquake occurred, leaving witnesses in shock and disbelief. Graves of the departed opened suddenly, raising questions about life and death. Darkness covered everything as if the entire universe was mourning along with humanity. That moment was not just an event of the past, but a reminder of the power of faith, hope, and salvation. As the final hour of Jesus drew near, the entire sky suddenly turned dark. Silence engulfed everything, creating a tense atmosphere. When Jesus passed away, the earth began to shake violently. The ground could not endure the loss of the Son of God. Rocks shattered as if even nature grieved deeply. This event went far beyond human imagination. The curtain of the temple was torn in two, symbolizing the removal of the barrier between humanity and God. Seeing the earthquake and the terrifying scene, the people began to panic. Some realized this was a sign of divine power. They stood still in fear, realizing they had witnessed something supernatural. Volcanoes in the distance emitted red flames, showing that all of nature responded powerfully to this significant event. The gloomy sky covered the whole land. This darkness was not just physical, but also a symbol of mourning. Trees fell, rocks rolled down mountainsides. Everything seemed to cry out in mourning for this significant event. A crack stretched to the horizon, like a giant wound on Earth. This event marked a permanent change. Do you believe that nature can react to such a supernatural event? Please leave your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. The earth shook under the graves, which began to tremble gently. An extraordinary event was about to unfold that could not be explained by ordinary logic. The graves opened, and stones fell as a radiant light emerged from within, signaling the return of life. Out of the darkness of death, saints came forth from the graves. They were living proof of the miraculous power of life. With serene, bright eyes, the saints appeared as if time and death had no power over them. They walked towards Jerusalem, each step echoing a powerful message about the victory of life over death. Jerusalem welcomed the return of the saints, the holy city illuminated by the light of eternal resurrection. The saints carried a message from God. Life had triumphed over death, and Jesus' promise of resurrection was about to come true. This miracle foreshadowed the resurrection of Jesus himself, who promised to conquer death and bring eternal life to humanity. The townspeople witnessed this miracle with faith and hope. Many were amazed by the resurrection of the saints. If you were there to witness this, how would you feel? Do you believe in resurrection? Please share your thoughts with us. The temple curtain, a symbol of separation between God and humanity, had stood firm for hundreds of years. But at the moment Jesus took his last breath, the curtain tore from top to bottom. From that moment, there was no longer a barrier between God and humanity. The way to him was open. This symbol shows that through Jesus, humanity can now directly access God. No longer are complex rituals or intermediaries needed. Through Jesus' sacrifice, everyone can come closer to him. This event changed not only religion, but also the relationship between God and humanity. Now God is no longer a distant deity. Each of us can reach him. Matthew 27:51 states, "The curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom." Through Jesus' sacrifice, a new era began, opening up hope and salvation for humanity. What does this event mean for us today? Please share your thoughts. Darkness began to spread at noon. The light vanished, covering the entire land. At midday, with the sun at its highest, the sudden appearance of darkness was strange and terrifying. The sky turned pitch black, with no light shining on the earth. In Jerusalem, the darkness covered every building, from houses to temples. The townspeople felt the strangeness of this phenomenon. Fear spread everywhere. On Skull Hill, amid the terrifying darkness, Jesus endured the utmost suffering on the cross. The darkness seemed to cover not just the sky, but extended to the ground as a supernatural sign. People murmured, wondering if this was a sign of an impending catastrophe. This was a sign of great pain and mourning. The Bible records this event in Matthew 27:45. What does this darkness signify? Do you think it relates to other major events? He watched everything from the mockery to the unimaginable pain. The crowd continued to shout, and no one truly understood what was happening. At that moment, questions began to arise in the soldier's heart. He felt confused. When darkness suddenly fell and an earthquake occurred, the soldier could not believe his eyes. The centurion stepped back, filled with fear and reverence. He whispered to his comrades, "What really happened?" No one answered. Everything was strangely quiet. His own words echoed in his head. Finally, he bowed his head and declared, "Surely this man was the Son of God." Weak rays of sunlight began to shine, creating a strange sense of peace. He felt a change within, deeply contemplating what he had just witnessed. If you were that soldier, how would you feel after realizing this? Please let us know your thoughts. At the moment of Jesus' death, the earth suddenly shook violently, signaling an extraordinary event. Trees seemed to have souls, swaying to the rhythm of chaos, responding to the world's sorrow. The earthquake was not just a natural phenomenon, but seemed like a lament from the earth, signaling an impending miracle. The sky turned dark as if the light was hidden by immense sorrow. Everything around fell into darkness, a mysterious darkness that left the whole world stunned. People could not explain it. They only knew they were witnessing something beyond understanding. Large rocks began to fall from the mountains as if nature itself was partaking in an event of great power. After the violent quake, the ground still bore deep cracks, reminding everyone of the sacred moment. As everything settled, the light gradually returned, but no one could forget what they had just witnessed. Nature once again reminded humanity that they are just a small part of the vast universe filled with mysteries. Have you ever experienced a natural event that you thought was related to something supernatural? Share your story with us. Jesus, even while being crucified and enduring unimaginable pain, remained calm and loving. His love was unwavering. Looking up to heaven, Jesus prayed to his Father. His prayer expressed unconditional forgiveness. Those nailed hands not only bore suffering, but were also wide open to forgive all of humanity. In his moment of agony, Jesus did not express anger or blame. He looked upon those who crucified him with compassion. Those below did not understand their actions, continuing to divide and cause harm. But Jesus remained silent and forgave. Even in darkness, Jesus' love and forgiveness shone brightly. He chose forgiveness instead of punishment. He prayed, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." This echoed with immense love. The message of the cross is not one of condemnation, but a call for forgiveness. This is at the heart of Jesus' message of love. Luke 23:34 reminds us that forgiveness is an act of love. It is what Jesus wants each of us to remember. What does this prayer mean to you? Please share your feelings with us. How has forgiveness changed your life? These 7 events are just a small part of the grand story of Jesus' sacrifice. If you wish to continue exploring the miraculous events of the Bible, please subscribe to our channel. Click the bell to make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. Thank you for joining us, and may God bless you.